Rolly's dominated, and where do these guys go in the stacked division? Because it's 140.
Definitely, Pitbull is somebody. Most of those guys at 140 is not going to want to mess with. He is definitely a guy that you want to think twice about before you say, "Yeah, let's sign that contract." Rolly, on the other hand, he needs probably to take a few steps back and fight some mid-level fighters to get himself back to that status. Because as I was saying to somebody earlier, if you recall, Rolly was only like 15 fights in or something, and Tank and Floyd's contract was ending, and Floyd knew that. So Floyd made a business decision, which was to put Tank and Rolly in the ring together. And at that time, Rolly wasn't ready for that type of competition, right? And he didn't fare well against Tank. But it allowed him to be seen and heard, so now he's getting other fights. But that, just talking about it don't mean you're ready for those kind of fights. And as we see what happens now when he steps in there with that level of competition again, he's not fair.
I'm going to run off some names at 140, and I want you to rank them. We have Shakur, not Shakur, my apologies. We have Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Pitbull Cruz, Rolly Romero, Teofimo Lopez, Regis Prograis.
Devin Haney.
Don't forget George Kambosos.
I forgot him.
Devin Haney and Tank right there together. Take your pick.
On the rest of them?
And then everybody else will be, a level down. And Shakur hasn't moved to 40 yet?
No, he hasn't. He's still at 35. That's why I said, my bad. He's still at 35, yeah.
Okay, so who else did you say? I know you said Regis.
I said Regis, I said Ryan, I said Pitbull.
You said Pitbull. I'll put Pitbull in there right behind those guys because of, his last few showings. And he did pretty good against Tank, right? He didn't do bad against Tank at all. And then I'd say Regis is probably fourth.
Okay.
Fourth.
And now, finally, in a month's time, a little bit over a month's time, we have Munguia versus Canelo. How do you see that fight going?
Canelo, no doubt. Absolutely.
Has he beat him,
Yeah, how does he beat him?
Unanimous decision. I haven't seen Munguia hurt much. And if he has been, you can name it off for me, but I haven't seen him hurt much. But I haven't studied every one of his fights, but I think he's a pretty durable guy. And most of his career has been built up, fighting the guys that, from Mexico. But he's got a lot of fights. Was he 40?
Yeah, 42 and something, yeah.
But I see Canelo, definitely. I'd like to see Canelo and David Benavidez.
210 Boxing. Thank you for your time, Kenny Porter. Have a great one.
Quick question. The power, the strength that you saw in Isaac Cruz tonight, if Isaac Cruz and Gervonta ran it back, how do you see that fight? Should they run it back?
Nah,
Gervonta and Cruz?
they're not running that back. Nah, they're not running that back. That's not something that the Tank's going to do. I don't think he's looking for the Devin Haney's of the world.
How strong did he look tonight, huh?
He's a strong guy, and on fight night, he's a lot bigger than 140 on fight night.
What's Rolly going to do next? Can Rolly come back from this?
I mean, if you go back and look over Rolly's career, as I said earlier, he just, because he was in the right place at the right time. Floyd had him. Floyd had Tank. Tank was leaving the contract, was
in-house
finishing
money.
up.
Yeah.
They fought each other. That gave Rolly a voice. That gave him, a chance to be seen. But he didn't fare well in the fight. And at that time, he maybe 15, 16 fights in. Now he's probably still less than 20 fights, right? And you put him in there and this happens to him. So I think he needs to take a step back, fight some mid-level guys, build himself back up. Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.